We've just decided to stop at Walker's Pass. It's a point of historical interest on our way, crossing from Lake Isabella, where we got the tyre sorted and our propane done. Stretching out in front of us is a plain. Well, we are going to Death Valley, so I guess it'd be pretty flat, wouldn't it?
It's all about the journey down into Death Valley. A lot of this national park is the journey between the stunning vistas. Sunrises and sunsets are spectacular, as we are 190 feet below sea level at Creek Campground.
Death Valley, California, we're very excited. It's one of those places we've always wanted to come to, so we're pretty excited walking around going, we're in Death Valley. You know we're in Death Valley. We're going out to Badwater, which is the lowest point in America. It's bringing back lots of memories for Leanne and I.
It's very, very much like the northwest Saudi Arabia.
Saudi, where we lived for many years, and we used to drive roads, and it'd be on the second tyre past the last service station, turn left, drive through the Wadi, which is a washout creek, through the alluvial fans, and just follow your nose and you'll eventually get to the water, and then turn left and go down, and that's how we found the wreck. There's about 5 other cars with us. Jim and Maureen Ross and their little kids, and Mick French, Nev Locke from memory, and we're following you, Robert. You know where you're going. I'm like, I got a beer coaster, mate. I'm clueless. And it was a drive through very, very similar country. Where are you?
We're at the Badwater Basin. It's 282 feet or 855 metres below sea level. The sea level sign's about halfway up that cliff behind us.
This is a little drive through the Artist Palette. So we're going to stop at the Overlook, have a bit of a look, seen the coyote, the broken down hippie van. A bit ahead of breath, it's a bit warm. I'm doing the Artist Palette Overlook. Leanne's down there taking some arty shots. The sun's going down. Just starting to get some colour coming. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful walk. Beautiful walk over the salt flats. I love it.
And the sun goes down on another great day of adventures at the National Park.
Something different today, a bit of off-roading, which suits us. We are about halfway to a huge crater along a awesome dirt road. We're down to about 5 or 10 miles an hour. It's spectacular. There's no one else out here. The road's a little rough, but it's not bad. It's beautiful country, beautiful wilderness. It's, it's not like you normally see with trees and grass and things like that, but deserts have their own beauty, and it's something that I really enjoy It's super quiet out here. You never know what you're going to see. The rocks change in texture and in colour every turn. It's remarkable. I'm rating this very highly, this park, and I think it's an absolute must do. You'd have a 20-foot four-wheel drive. You can't get round the Pegan corners. Well, you shouldn't be so long. Stop bitching. At Leadfield, we've came across the pass to send it down, and we're in Leadfield, which was a little bit of a boom town. It's now well deserted. Some bloke came here and said, "Oh my God, you can't believe there's rubies and diamonds and gold everywhere." So in 1926, 300 people turned up here, and it's in the middle of nowhere. Within a year, they'd realised that they'd been scammed. There was nothing here, so they left. Behind me is the first IKEA flat pack home. I don't think it was much of a success. Leaving Leadfield, and we've met one of our fellow campers, Don, and his best buddy Joe, that have been here numerous times. And they've informed me that if you thought the drive up to the abandoned mining town was good, wait till you see this. This reminds me of a trip that we did with a bunch of people out of Tabuk. We drove to the Dissa Valley, which is in between Tabuk and the Red Sea coast town of Duba. It was officially a no-go place for us. We've just stopped. Leanne pointed out that behind me there's some huge barrel cacti growing out of the rock face. It's a vertical face. How did I just don't know. So they've got some titchy wee yellow flowers coming, and then further up you can obviously where the waters come down, there's a massive boulder there, but further up there's two beautiful cacti, and they've got some white flowers. But
the canyon closes in around us. What a wonderful experience to drive these beautiful roads.
That is unreal banana peel. Look at that.
It's absolutely remarkable, isn't it?
We are standing on the very windy edge of the Ubi-Hibi, I didn't make that up, crater. You can see there's been a bloody big hole here.
Jeebus.
Oh, Christ.
I am too.
Death Valley. Huge. One of the largest parks in the United States of America. I think only second to the size of the parks in Alaska, probably Denali. Very undersubscribed. This is why we're speaking to you now. We're driving along the main road from Ubi-Hibi Crater to Furnace Creek. There is not one car here.
Front or back?
Front or back? Let me check. Sorry, I lied. There's one car. Probably will turn up now. This is one of the parks you need to put on your radar. Yes, the petrol's a little bit more expensive. We paid $5.68 and 9/10 cents a gallon. That's dear. Put it in perspective. If you're Aussies like us, you pay that every day at the pump. The roads are fantastic, the scenery is breathtaking, and there are no crowds. The park staff will tell you, hey, they just don't get the traffic because of the perception that it's too hot. There's nothing to see. It's a desert. There's no rain. There's no trees. It's a desert. And deserts have their own special feel, their own special...
But there's different types of desert here too. The part we're going through now is just like a rocky giver desert that we get at home. There's a sand area that's absolutely massive with beautiful big sand dunes.
Like you get at the beach.
We went down to the salt pan yesterday. That was massive.
That water.
And we went through the canyon today. And it's all the same area, but they're just totally different types of deserts.
If you're travelling around California, come and have a look. Charcoal kilns. We've driven up from the valley floor up high. There's loads of pine trees and mesquite, which obviously they use to make charcoal. But they're really well made. They're very intricate, all put together. Bits of stones and mud. I don't know how the charcoal process works exactly, but there's what, half a dozen of them, Lee? 10 exactly. They're cool.
The kilns were built here in the 1870s for George Hurst, the father of William Randolph Hearst, who did the papers, and then we went to Hearst Castle a few weeks ago. They only lasted about 4 years, and the charcoal that was burnt here was the pinyon pines, and they were carted over the hills about 13 miles to the gold and silver mines to make George Hurst wealthy. I'm inside one of the kilns, and you can hear the echo when you walk. Can you hear it? All lined up, perfectly the same. Beautifully built with stone and cement.
Quite as absolutely spectacular. These huge sand dunes set in the valley. What a sound. We got the phone, so audio will be a bit average. I'll be awesome. I always am, you know that. So, walk around sand dunes as a bloke does, blah blah blah. Well, I've seen enough David Attenborough in my life to go, yeah, they're footprints, not that, you goose. Look at that. That'd be mine. Does that look like a wiggly snake? Right next to my boot? That's a sidewinder. Isn't that bloody brilliant?
This is Zabriskie Lookout. Good night, Death Valley National Park, and thank you for a wonderful visit.
That wraps up our stay at Death Valley. We've had a wonderful 5 days. It's truly spectacular, and I think you must put it on your list of national parks. If you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe. And if you want to ask us any questions, feel free to do that. Leanne and I will answer any questions or queries that you have. And big 5-0. We've just hit 50 subscribers, so for YouTube, that's only small fry, but we get a kick out of it, and we thank all of our wonderful subscribers, all our friends and family, and those people that we haven't met yet. Welcome to what we do. We're having a ball, and we hope we get to share America through our eyes, which is slightly different, us being Aussies and all.